Have you ever looked at your life and noticed that the details keep changing, but the story stays the same? Different person, same dynamic, different job, same frustration, different season, same feeling of being stuck. And you wonder, why does this keep happening to me? And why do I keep ending up here? What is it about me that keeps attracting this? So today I want to ask that question, not to make you feel bad about the pattern, but to help you finally understand it. Because you cannot break what you have not named. Welcome to She Is Her. This is a space where we have honest conversations about identity, healing, and the journey of becoming the woman God created you to be. And today we are talking about something that many women recognize in their lives but have never fully understood. And that is the pattern. The thing that keeps showing up in different forms, different faces, different seasons, but the same feeling underneath. Let's get into it. There was a point in my life where I started to notice that certain things kept finding me. And the honest question I had to ask myself was, is this happening to me or am I somehow choosing this? That question was uncomfortable, but it was also the beginning of real change. A pattern is not a coincidence. It is a signpost. It is pointing to something unhealed inside you that keeps drawing you back to the same experience until you finally deal with what is underneath it. The pattern is not your enemy. It is your teacher. And today we are going to learn what it is trying to say. So patterns do not form by accident. They form because something inside us is operating from a script we did not consciously write. That script was written in earlier seasons, in childhood, in formative relationships, in the environments that shaped how we learned to see ourselves and the world around us. And that script contains beliefs. Beliefs about what love looks like, what we deserve, what is normal, what is safe. Now, the woman whose script says, I'm not truly chosen, will keep finding herself in relationships where she has to earn love, where she gives more than she receives, where she's wanted but never quite prioritized. Not because she's unlucky, but because that dynamic feels familiar. It confirms what the script already told her was true. The woman whose script says, I have to prove my worth, will keep finding herself in environments where nothing she does is ever quite enough, where the goalpost moves every time she reaches it, where she works harder and harder for validation that never fully arrives. Again, not coincidence. The unhealed belief is creating the experience. And until the belief changes, the pattern continues. Different names, different places, same story. So I want us to delve into what keeps that pattern going. So if patterns are rooted in unhealed beliefs, why do we keep going? Why don't we just stop? 3 reasons. First one, the pattern feels normal. We do not tend to question what feels normal, we question what feels strange. And if a certain kind of relationship or environment has been part of your story for long enough, it stops feeling like a pattern and starts feeling like just life. This is just how things go for me. This is just who I attract. This is just how it always ends up. But normal and healthy are not the same thing. And familiar and meant for you are not the same thing. Reason number 2, the pattern meets a need. Every pattern, even a painful one, is meeting some kind of need. The woman who keeps choosing emotionally unavailable people may be unconsciously protecting herself from true intimacy, because true intimacy requires vulnerability, and vulnerability has been costly before. The woman who keeps overworking may be using productivity to avoid stillness, because stillness brings up feelings she has not given herself permission to feel. The pattern is not random, it is functional. It is doing something for her. And until she finds a healthier way to meet that need, the pattern has no reason to stop. Reason number 3, the pattern has never been named. You cannot address what you have not acknowledged. Many women are living inside patterns they have never stepped back far enough to see. They are too close to it, too in the middle of it, too busy surviving it to examine it. And so it continues, season after season, until something or someone creates enough distance for her to finally see it clearly. Today, this conversation is that distance. So how do you actually identify the pattern? Start by looking at the themes, not the details. The details can change. The person, the place, the circumstances, but the theme stays the same. Ask yourself, what feeling keeps showing up across different areas of my life? Is it the feeling of never being quite enough? The feeling of always being the one who gives more? The feeling of being close to breakthrough but never quite there? The feeling of being seen but not truly known? The feeling of building something and then watch it fall apart? That recurring feeling is the threat. Pull it. Once you have named the feeling, ask the deeper question. What would I have to believe about myself for this to keep happening? Not what is wrong with other people, not why does the world keep doing this to me? What would I have to believe about myself? Because that belief is the root and the pattern is just the fruit. You can keep cutting the fruit, it will grow back. Until you deal with the root, nothing changes. Breaking a pattern is not about willpower. It is not about trying harder, choosing better, being more careful. Those things help, but they address the fruit, not the root. Breaking a pattern requires healing the belief underneath it. It requires going back, not to relive the past, but to identify where that belief was formed, to understand why you drew the conclusion you drew, and to bring that conclusion to God and ask Him, what is actually true? It looks like noticing the pull, the movement you feel yourself drawn to the familiar dynamic again, pausing before you step into it, asking, is this the pattern? Is this the script running again, or is this genuinely different? It looks like choosing discomfort over familiarity. Because the new thing, the healthy relationship, the aligned environment, the version of yourself who does not shrink will feel unfamiliar at first. And unfamiliar can feel wrong, even when it is completely right. Breaking the pattern means tolerating that discomfort long enough to let the new thing become familiar. It looks like replacing the old belief with truth. Not affirmations you do not yet believe, but honest, daily, faithful return to what God says about who you are. You are worthy of being chosen. You do not have to earn your place. You are allowed to receive as well as give. You belong in rooms that have space for your full self. Say those things until they stop feeling foreign, until they start feeling like home. Because that is what breaking the pattern actually looks like. Not a dramatic moment, a daily faithful choosing of a different story. So before we close, I want to ask one honest question. What is the theme that keeps showing up in your story? Not the details, the feeling underneath. Name it, even just to yourself, even just right now to yourself. Because naming the pattern is the first step to being free from it. And the woman you are becoming is not defined by the pattern of her past. She is defined by what she chooses to do now that she can finally see them. The pattern is not who you are. It is what formed in the absence of healing. And now that you can see it, you can have the power to change it. Not overnight, not perfectly, but faithfully. One choice at a time. One honest moment at a time. One day at a time. The woman you are becoming does not live in the pattern. She broke it quietly, faithfully, with God. She is her. If this conversation found you today, please do subscribe so you don't miss what is coming next. And drop a comment below. Tell me, what is one pattern you are ready to break? Even one word. Even just the feeling. Name it here. Because sometimes the bravest thing is simply saying it out loud. Thank you for joining me. Stay blessed, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.